just like a token gesture anyway. So hello everyone. ¿Qué pasó? Okay, now I'm back. Let's see what I can do today. So let's see what I can do today. So yesterday I did a kind of my first training in Zwift. It was pretty hard, to be honest. Uh, I tried this one sweet spot. Uh, yeah, it was hard. Um, Today I thought about maybe doing something lighter. Oh, I wanted to check. Thank you. Yeah, how are you? Thanks for the ride. So yeah, I'm looking to a workout. Yesterday I I did one of the sweet spot, and yeah, I have an issues with my Cadence. Um, so yeah, I need to work on that. Um, hey, you motivate me to train. Uh, yeah, let me see. Okay, let's see if I can do this one. Usually my dog is sleeping, but today is awake. Yesterday I was training and I was suffering really bad, and he came and sit to me next to me, thinking, "Okay, this guy will be dead in 5 minutes. So let's try to to take care of him." Yeah, it's a 50 kilogram puppy, but yes, it is kind of a puppy. His name is Rolo, like the Vikingo, the series. I called him because before he became a trader. Hey, hey, salí de ahí. Inside of there, I have uh, inside of there I have all my gears and everything, and he loved my socks. So sometimes I just find some of them in the backyard. So I always close that one. Or if I do laundry and I leave socks like clothes, when he was a puppy, he ate them. Luckily, never got sick or anything like that because he pooped. But now he just break the socks. Now, when he was a puppy, it was dangerous because um, he can block the instantly, so you have to be careful. But yeah, and one time it spent like almost 1 week, and we arranged a study that I put like, I don't know, this is the same study where you are pregnant, I believe. It's the same machine to see where the sock were and it was blocking. But luckily he pooped it in the last day, so we didn't have to do the study. Now he just break the sock, like, and that's it. Sometimes I get able to recover, but sometimes he totally wastes the sock. Also, he brought me one gloves, cycling gloves, but beside of that, it's not. Puppies usually break everything. He never did, so it was something just related to socks, I believe. And it had been like 3 or 4 days since it's raining every day, so he's a little bored to be all day sleeping. I don't know about training. Maybe you can suggest some of them that you think will be good to try. Yes, I tried that one, the sweet spot one, and I realized I really have a problem with my cadence. It's really, really low. I was not sure how low. I always knew that I don't spin my leg that fast, but I was checking my previous ride, and I was like 56, 60, something between 55 and 60, which is really, really low. And yes, I had to do that sweep spot training on, I believe, was 1990 RPM. I really suffered it. I couldn't. I was able to get the watts, but I couldn't spin that fast for that long. So it's something that I need to work on. I will try. I was about to do it today, but I look at the chart, the power chart of the Cadence one, and was all yellow. too much for 2 days in a row. So that is why I picked this one. I cannot tell if it's too hard. Look like it is a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, really? Yeah. When I train like power, like really low gear, so strong and just moving really slow, I like those ones. By keeping my cadence high is, I know it's better, right? But I realize that I'm really not get used to it. So for you should be the opposite, I guess. Yeah, usually I check my trainings and was like 56 or something like that. And yesterday I did 85 of average. Wow, damn. Yeah, yeah, really a difference. I'm between 55 and 60. So imagine. Yeah, I still have to get in shape. Actually, I start to stream because I found that motivation to be a little more consistent with my training because I always was around 85 kilograms. Uh, Never got really in shape. When I was training 2 years ago, a little hard in the bike and competing in mountain bike, I reached 82, but that was my lowest. But almost 2 months ago, I was 90, 91. I never passed 90 before. So that was my wake up call to start training harder or more consistent. And now 1 month and a half later, I'm I'm like 84. So it has been good for my body. Yeah, yeah, I'm 40, so that is true. Every time is harder. Sadly, I used to until I was 22 or 23. My weight was 65, which was really really low. I'm pretty tall. I'm 1 meter and 87. I don't really know how much that is in feet, but I'm pretty tall. Uh, and I was 65. I was just like that. And then I started go to do weightlifting and all of that. and I gained 20 kilograms and got there stuck in 85 for 15 years, something like that, until 1 month or something I was 91. I passed the bar of 90 and I said, oh, 90. It's just one step from three figures, right? Yeah, I don't really know, but I'm not extremely high, but I'm higher than most of the people. Depend of where you are. I mean, in the US, I'm like here, I believe. But in other country, I feel really, really tall. Yeah, yeah, for sure. My high in the NBA, even in Uruguay, we we don't have NBA for sure, but we do have basketball, and my high is kind of, yeah, the lowest. Yeah, 180 is kind of average here, at least. It's a normal height for a guy here. Maybe normal and a little just middle height. In Uruguay, basketball is really small. Uh, we are a soccer country, so even if we are just 3 million of people, soccer is a serious thing here, and we have a lot of different players that play around the world on the high level. So soccer is the main and only sport. Not even cycling. Cycling is just for Sunday ride. Not even for that. We do have some races, some tours of a few days, but it's really, really amateur. Yeah, yeah, here is it say. I think Latam in general. Bolivia is not, I mean, they are not that good actually. Uh, but in Uruguay, Brazil, and Argentina, that we are pretty competitive around the world. Yeah, it's a big thing. I used to play soccer until I was 18. I used to play uh, in my small town selection of a player to play against other city and that kind of things. It's a kind of a national team, but instead of national, it's city team. and you play against other cities. But I was born in a countryside, a small city. But then I moved when I was 18 to Montevideo, which is the capital of Uruguay, to study. And yeah, they suggest me to go to a club and like more like a professional club. Well, I was trying to start studying too, like computer engineer. So yeah, I felt I was not good enough to you know become a soccer star or anything like that. In here, you really need to be a star. Good is not enough because there is a lot of people that play soccer on high level. So I was really good at that time, but not like another planet good. That is what it takes to be good here. But then I continue play. Yeah, I can bet. But you have a lot of diversity in that aspect because maybe in Texas was only American football, but then in other places is basketball, and in other one is baseball. Is so you have really major leagues on everything. Here, it's just only one one thing, and that's it. I believe soccer was kind of the low performance of the US, but lately each time was getting better and better. Oh, yeah, it's hockey as well. It's true. It's another one. It's really big. So you have like four or five sports that are really big. Well, and then you have gymnastics and all of that, but maybe it's not, that like everyone is practicing or anything like that. Even if worldwide, US is really good at it. Yeah, and another thing is that you have a really good college support for athletes, which we don't have here. So if you are good at any sport, you have a chance to get a scholarship or anything like that, right? Uh, so at least you have a motivation to be good or some kind of support from the school or government or something like that. That is really good because you can get a scholarship for track race, right? Running. Something like that. Oh, that is why I was trying to do a 215, and now it should be 120. So, do you practice anything when you were younger? I don't know. How old are you? Look like you are like me, or something like that. I'm 40, by the way. Oh, mid 50. Haven't reached that point yet. But I'm looking forward to it. Not looking forward, but you know, if I want to reach my mid 50 shape, it's not like you start when you are 52, right? You need to start earlier. Oh, yes, good. Yeah, well, from soccer, I got an ACL injury of my knee like 12 years ago. Then I continued playing after the surgery, and like 5 years later, I broke again the same knee. So now I have partially broken my ACL again, and then I continued playing. I was in a league, in a championship of that, but amateur. I was not get paid for it, but I was pretty professional in terms of you have your practice, you have your team, you play on Sunday, that kind of thing. And even with my broken knee, I continued playing for a lot of years until I found the bike. Luckily, because I was in a toxic relationship with soccer, because I had the broken ACL, so sometimes I do a bad movement, and again I have my knee swallow and all of that, recover injury, all of that, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, I go on the weekend, I play again, I continue playing, I feel better, I gain confidence, and then maybe 3 months later again an injury. So I did that for maybe 6 years, but I couldn't stop. I couldn't say, "Oh, I will stay the Sunday at home," and I would think, "Oh, maybe I can go and play maybe half the game, or maybe we don't have too much person in the bench. I could help, or if someone get injury, I can be a replacement." So I continued like that for a lot of years until COVID strike one summer really hard here, and I was training on the gym. The soccer season ended, so it stopped during summer, and I got a bike just to do something. And then luckily I got obsessed with the bike. I started training, I started racing on mountain bike. So I changed my toxic relationship from soccer to cycling. But it's healthier for my body for sure, and for my knee. And that was 3 years ago. But before of that, I never did anything about cycling or anything like that. I didn't even have a bike since I was a kid. I got a bike like 3 years ago. But from there, you know how bike it is. You buy a new one, you start to buy new shoes, new clothes, you start to spend a lot of money on the hobby, a new helmet, a lighter one, I kind of thing. Whoa! Oh, 2 days, but still a lot. And how is the altitude? It's like a lot of meter or it's pretty flat? Because if you have a lot of altitude in 250 kilometers, oh, so flat. Yeah, still. Yeah, a couple of years ago, one summer, I went to a beach near here. Near is 110 kilometers. So I went there in the morning. I had lunch, and then I returned in the afternoon after lunch. So that day I did 220 kilometers, and I haven't stopped uh, in the middle. I mean, I went there from uh, 3 hour and 20 minutes, something like that. So one long ride without stopping. Then I stopped. I had lunch, and then I returned from one ride. And I did like between 30 and 31 of average kilometer per hour. So I felt good of doing it in with a good average. The bad part that was summertime, so I went really early to avoid the hot. Thank you, der per town. Hello, hello. Thank you for the follow. Oh, from Germany. I don't know if this is the first time that you see me or you have joined before. Because actually, after the stream, I check the countries, and I have some percentage that is from Germany. And I actually have a really close friend living in Germany. And I show on her like, oh, I have a German people looking at me. So welcome. Yeah, she is not cycling. She's a a movie producer, like a director or director assistant. She moved there to Berlin a few years ago to work on that. We are a really small country, so there is not too much room for those kind of shops. And then if you have a movie, a series of all of that, maybe so short, and then you spend like 2 or 3 months without anything, any new project, anything like that. Yeah, I actually myself, I mean, in the IT world, I have been working in Salesforce project for 17 years. So I actually started studying computer engineering, uh, and then my first job was actually teaching on a IT academy. Oh yeah, electrician. Wow. On Saturday, I'm riding social ride with a friend and do triathlon. Then I do 100 kilometers with them, and I'm like, you know, of the top of my heart rate, suffering the wheel all right long. And they are like in their zone too. And then sometimes they do it early in the morning, and then they do like 25 kilometers in the afternoon, just like that. Yeah, it's crazy how in shape you have to be. Yeah, yeah. When they find the pace, it's like they can keep it for 4 hours. Oh, wow, that is a lot. Yeah, like 306, more than 300 is wow. Oh, yeah, I was talking earlier about that. Uh, I start swimming more often and streaming to find the motivation because I was 91 and a half. I never passed the barrier of 90. I usually were on my 85. Now I'm 84 as well, but I want to do 81 or 82. That is my goal. Yeah, I cannot run. I mean, I play soccer all my life, so yeah, I can run, but I never like it. It's a mental thing that I couldn't get past to. You know, it's my mind. I cannot run. I can run 10 kilometers in a soccer game in 1 hour, and should be fine because my mind is focusing on the game. But if I had to run just myself, I start thinking, oh, my leg hurt. Oh, my heart rate is so high. Oh, I'm getting, you know, how far I run, how much I will run, and then I couldn't do it. All the people say me, oh, play music or try to listen a podcast or something like that, but didn't work. I don't know why, because cycling should be similar. You know, you are with your own mind thinking, and I don't know. I can handle the bike better, and it's like uh, uh, therapy. Yeah, yeah, and I have a bad knee, so and the impact also. What is happened to me is that I I was on that toxic relationship with soccer until I found the bike and say I will never play soccer again because first I have a bad knee and the bike is making good for it, and I'm not getting injury, so I'm happy with it. So I quit soccer for 3 years, and then just a few weeks ago, uh, uh, a friend that we share, my kids go to school with their kid. Asked me, hey, do you want to came to a soccer match? We play on Wednesday night. The level is pretty amateur. You played before, so you will find. And I enter the game. Uh, and the first 20 minutes, I was feeling great. I said, wow, 3 years without touching, a ball. And I was running, and my control and technique was there. I say, wow. And I thought, oh, makes sense because I'm cycling, right? And I'm kind of in shape now. At least I'm kind of training more consistently on the bike. But then after those 20 minutes, it went like, I couldn't even move. My leg was so, you know, fatigued in the middle of the game. And usually that happened to you after or the day after, when you want to, I don't know, to go down a ladder or something like that. Hey, but that happened during the game. Uh, and then, like 2 weeks later, I play another one with them. It's true, the level is kind of low. So I was able to go there and, relax and take it easy. And yeah. But the second game, I took it easy because at the beginning, I tried to play as always. I was able to do it, but after the first 20 minutes, I went down the hill. But yeah, and last week I also played another one with some friends uh, in a bigger court, uh, eight as a side, and they they play soccer every week and they always play, so the level is much higher and the intensity was a bit high. But at least I was able to manage because I already had the previous experience of running out of battery in the middle of the game. But yeah, I'm planning not to continue playing. Maybe once, sometime. But it's like you said, it's it's a way of getting injury all the time, especially because I have a bad knee, right? But I did it because soccer here is a really social thing, right? It's something that you do with your friends. For example, on Monday night, you play with your friend from the college, right? And then maybe Friday night, you play every Friday with your college from work. Usually it's pretty social. After that, you take a beer with them. So yeah, it's really social. So usually you play twice a week. So I used to do it twice or 3 times a week, and on the weekend. And I did it last week just because of my friend, you know, to share something with them. And after that, we drink some beer and some pizza to recover. We call the third time. because soccer have two splits. So the first half and the second half. So we call the third half or third time. So I'm good at that one. I'm still good at the third time. Cycling is good. I used to train with some friends when I was competing in mountain bike. Usually during the week, and on the weekend, the races and all that. Usually it's a kind of lonely sport. At least while training, right? The races or the social ride, yeah, those are great. But on your daily basis, depend. I mean, for me, it's hard. I have two kids, so I work from home and I work on IT. So I usually manage my schedule to train. Same time I do it at this time because my kids are taking a nap now after school. So I came here. Sometimes if they don't take the nap, I usually came here to train after 10 p.m., which is when they go to bed. So I came here really late to train. And if I can do a lunch break, but that will depend of my, you know, uh, my my schedule on the on work. So usually try to get someone to, hey, I'm going like 6 p.m. To for a ride, and they usually still not get home from work. Or sometimes I do, hey, I will do a lunch break at 12 or 1 p.m. I will ride 15 minutes. Can you join me? And they will say, hey, I'm working. I am too, but I have that flexibility. So that will feel pretty good. Yesterday I got really, really tired, especially because of the cadence thing. It was really hard. Was 20 minutes at 240 or something like that. It's not that much, but it was 20 minutes. My heart rate at some moment, my legs, I'm not get used to spin that quick for 20 minutes, and was ramp up too. Every time I have to do more power. So at the end, I was suffering really. I even thought about, okay, I will change and do something easier. But luckily, someone write me on Twitch, and suddenly I have like 20 viewers looking how I was suffering, and I was just about to quit. Yeah, it is. It's winter time here. Maybe because of the light, but yeah, it's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here is 4 Celsius or something like that, I believe. Maybe a little higher. Let me check. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's 8 Celsius. Uh, so it's fine. Yeah, it's not the basement. It's the barbecue. Uh, I I I have, so my house is like there, but like 30 meters from there, and that you can see black is grass. So I have a long way of grass, the house, and this is just the barbecue. And this that you can see here is just protect you from the wind, but does not protect you from the cold. And of course, it's open. But yeah, this is pretty thin, uh, like PVC thing. So yeah, it's cold here. Uh, in summertime, you can roll that up. So in summertime, it's good to have a ceiling. Uh, yeah, the hole you can put that down. I usually put that down, uh, and the dog just enter and close. It's like a door. Or sometimes because it has zipper on the side, I cannot close completely because the dog cannot go out and in. But sometimes I left like half, so the wind won't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now it's roll up because it's not that cold. But usually I leave it without the zips on the sides, and you can enter and go out quick, and the dog can do it too. Uh, but yeah, in another thing that we have in Uruguay is that we are a soccer country and we are a steak country. So we have barbecue all the time. So if you live in an apartment, you go to a steak house. But if you have a house like me, I don't live in right in the city. I live close by, like 25 kilometers from the capital, which is kind of close to the beach, and it's not too much buildings and all that. So it's easier to get a house. There are not buildings in my neighborhood. It's just houses, like more like beach house. Usually, it was a beach part, like you have a weekend house. But then, with the expansion of the people and also working from home and all of that, people start moving here to live all day long, all year long. And if I had to go to my office, it's just 30 minutes, something like that, by car. So it's, it's not that bad. Uh, so yeah, usually just commute. But usually I don't go. Maybe once a month or something like that. And my kids go to school here, so I usually don't have to go too far. But yeah, if you get a house here, usually you do a barbecue on your backyard, which is this part. And yeah, and I have the that is the like kind of the grill, but it's not the grill. We do with fire with woods. We don't do barbecue with, like in the US you use carbon. I don't really know how to say it or pronounce it, but you know, yeah, carbon. Yeah. So you do with that. We don't do it with that. We just do with like cables, with woods, the fire, and then after that consume, you get the hot thing, hashes, and put on the side. So you have the fire in one side, then you have kind of the grill, and then when it goes down, you move on below the meat. but it's not like there you do fire, you put everything on top. It's a little different. You start moving around the thing, you have a different technique. It's kind of a science. So this, you can say that it's kind of a man cave, something like that. You can say. Uh, and then I talking about expensive hobbies like biking. I do adventure biking, travels, and all of that. So I have an adventure bike there. Uh, I actually on Saturday I will do. What type of bike do you have? But it's kind of more like dirt bike. Oh, you mean the bike? I mean motorcycle. So I do bicycle and I do motorcycle, and I have an adventure motorcycle there, which I usually do for the weekend. I travel on that one, get into the you know trails and that kind of things. Yeah, I just have a truck. Yeah, but you have a lot of bikes. Yeah, I used to have two bikes, the mountain bike and a road bike. But then I also have a problem on my lower back. So they say that impact was not good, and I was training and racing on the mountain bike. And yeah, it's true. It's like even if you have a suspension, I have a rigid one. I thought about get a double suspension, but still, maybe for training was okay, but for competing, it's still too much rock things. It was not good for my back. I always got sore after the race. So what I did, I have a really good mountain bike, a carbon one, and with all the ladies that I used to use for competing. And then I had a road bike, aluminum one, just pretty entrance level, just for the weekend, do some endurance, that kind of thing. And then I sold both bike and I go only one uh, road bike, but carbon ones, which is not like wow, but at least it's from carbon, and I mean it's kind of nice. I don't know if you have the brand BH there. So I exchanged both bikes for this one. Yeah, on my motorbike I used to have from the XX1, not the electric one, but it was the top of the mechanic one. It was really. I mean, everything related to biking is really expensive here. Uh, so just to give you an idea, when I had to change my X1, the SRAM one, um, I the cassette here was 1,500 dollars, just the cassette. So luckily, I have a friend that went to US, and he got me for 450, something like that. But still, $450 for a cassette. and then I also changed the chain and all of that. Yeah, if you do it here, it will be, yeah, maybe $2,000 just change the transmission. Really expensive. Everything related to that kind of things is really really expensive here. Uh, well, the smart training that I'm using is a Chinese one, a cheap one. It's called Thin Rider. I got from Amazon from $230, something like that. So it's a cheap one, but as it had good review, I got it. But I got it because I went to US to San Francisco for a conference, so I brought that in my suitcase. Right, I just checked one of them that actually fit the kilograms to get into the soup, so I don't get extra luggage. And I got it just as a personal item on my baggage. And it costs $240. The same one here is $1,000, so it's 4 times what it costs in the US. Uh, so it's just, yeah, it's crazy. It happened the same with electronic, like with a phone, for example. If you get an iPhone here, maybe it's $2,000. Uh, and in there maybe it's 7 or 800. Or computer, maybe you get a normal computer for $500 or $600, and then here it will be 1,000 and a half, something like that. Cameras also, all those things are really really, there is a really big difference. So when you get the chance to travel, you actually, I actually, some people actually, they go there, they buy 2 phones and a camera and a computer, and they sell that, and with that money it's kind of, you pay the airplane ticket. Maybe it's $1,000 of winning that you do, and it's $1,000, something like that, to go to New York, for example. So you pay your plane ticket uh, selling those things. Of course, you cannot bring like 10 phone or something like that, because of the costume. They will take them out for you, because it's obvious that you got for selling. But if you do something like, a computer, could be your personal computer, or if you get 2 phones, yeah, maybe you can say, oh, one is for work and one is my personal one. So you get that, and then you sell it here, and you can make fast money for that. I have some friends that usually when they travel, they get 1 phone and 1 computer. With that, at least they they make a little money. Okay, cool. So I think I will go, because yeah, the barbecue is getting cold now, and I don't want to. I'm really sweating, so yeah, I want to cool down. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining, and thank you the one that join and follow me. I'm pretty new on the stream, so thank you for the support, everyone. So I'm closer to my goal now. It's 30 and I'm 22 today. So great, everyone, and thank you for following. So it's another one. Thank you. So thank you, everyone, and take care. Bye bye.